Hey there, Geoff Manchester from iZotope. In this video series, we're covering 10 lesser known features of our plugins. Last time, we covered Ozone Pro, and many of the comments from that video indicated that the next plugin you guys wanted to see was Nectar, and so that's what we're here to do. If you're unfamiliar with Nectar Pro, it's a vocal and dialogue mixing powerhouse. There's 9 processing modules, an assistant that unmasks and also gives you a custom preset for your vocal. There's auto level mode. So it's understandable if in that kind of pack of features, some features might have escaped your attention, and that's what we're here to fix today. But before we get started, if you're enjoying these videos, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, because that way you'll be notified when a new video goes up. And if you want to download Nectar Pro and follow along, just head to iZotope.com and check out MPS Pro. There's a free trial. That way you can get Nectar Pro and follow along and look at these 10 tips with the plugin open in front of you. Let's get started. Many people know iZotope for our intelligent assistants that listen to your audio and then give you a custom starting point. But what some people don't realize is that in Nectar Pro, we have technology that will automatically detect whether you're working on a sung or rapped vocal and set the parameters accordingly. Let me show you what I mean. Professional engineers know there's a huge difference in mixing vocals in different musical contexts. As such, Nectar Pro can now detect sung or rapped vocals and can narrow down the best range of options for your performance. To get started, fire up the assistant, then play some audio to begin the process. Nectar will listen and start to work on a great preset for your rapped or sung track. If rap vocals are detected, Nectar Pro creates a more dry upfront preset. This configuration tends to avoid reverb processing. And if sung vocals are detected, Nectar Pro will add additional effects, such as reverb, and use more subtle EQ targets. Nectar Pro builds a vocal chain based on the vocal that it detects, and we encourage you to play with the tone controls on different types of vocals and try different approaches. Nectar is known as a vocal processor, but what people don't realize is that it's also a powerhouse for spoken dialogue. If you're working on a vlog, YouTube video, audiobook, podcast, and even within the assistant settings, you've got an option there for dialogue. Let me show you how it works. Head to the assistant, then press Enhance and play some audio. Nectar might detect rapped vocals. Don't worry, speaking can be manually selected here. Once you change this to speaking, the tone cards will change and you can preview full, strong, natural, and clear here, and boost or lower the intensity of the processing. When you're done, press Done, and now you can specifically see the processing Nectar worked on during its listening pass, and tweak it from here to taste. Think of this next feature as not really a feature at all, but a bonus product that's hidden within Nectar Pro. Did you know that RX Breath Control comes free with Nectar Pro? When you download Nectar Pro, you get access to a tool that's designed to control or completely remove breath noises from sung, rapped, or spoken vocals. Just instantiate it at the insert level of the track with the breaths that you want to control. You can use the gain or target mode and then the sensitivity slider to tailor the control of the plugin. So you can go from a sung vocal like this.
Where to go now? Are you ready? If we were to go now, are you scared?
To this.
Were to go now, are you ready? If we were to go now, are you scared?
When people think of the most famous vocal compressor of all time, there's a good chance that the Teletronics LA2A comes to mind. We've considered that, and you can actually get the sound, ballistics, and soul of the LA2A within the 2 compressors that come in Nectar Pro. To get the LA2A sound, head to the compressor and choose the optical algorithm. This will add smooth and transparent compression with subtle coloration. Now, you'll be emulating the subtle harmonic coloration and nonlinear attack and release characteristics of the classic hardware optical compressors. The ratio is fixed at 4:1 when optical mode is selected, with an attack setting from 1 millisecond to 100 and release settings from 40 milliseconds to 200. And a bonus tip, use RMS level detection mode rather than peak level detection to more faithfully emulate the sound of hardware optical compressors, which utilize RMS level detection. A lot of pro mix engineers like to double up their processing for creative or corrective purposes. But what Nectar Pro owners might not know is that you actually get 2 EQs and 2 compressors in the plugin. Now, before you get carried away with sonic possibilities, let's talk about how you might benefit from dual EQs and dual compressors. Starting with EQ. 2 EQs gives you lots of flexibility for controlling and then enhancing your vocals. With the first EQ, you can tame and soothe harsh frequencies. Making this task especially easy is the EQ follow mode, whereby extending this partition and hitting the frequency icon, you can now attach a band and have it follow around a harsh frequency as it moves throughout a vocal performance. Now, you can use the second EQ to boost and enhance aspects of the vocal with peace of mind that you won't be bringing up any harshness because you've controlled that with EQ number 1. For compressors, 2 can definitely be advantageous to 1. Let's say you're dealing with an especially dynamic vocal performance, with a waveform that features loads of peaks and valleys. Try using a quicker compression style, like digital mode, with high ratios to tame some of the peaks. Then throw an optical or vintage style compressor afterwards to smooth everything out and impart a vibe on the vocal. Or you could use one compressor early on in the chain just to tame peaks gently, and then another that's completely squashed but mixed in parallel via the mix slider to taste. The possibilities are endless. Removing harsh S sounds is par for the course if you're trying to make a sung, rapped, or spoken vocal sound professional. But it's also an annoying task, so why not let Nectar Pro's assistant do it for you? Another hidden feature in Nectar Pro is that when you use the Vocal Assistant's Enhance feature, the assistant will automatically set parameters in the DS module for you, in addition to a lot of other processing too. Just make sure that during the learning pass, you loop a sequence that features sharp SE sounds. Once you choose the tone you're after, you'll see that the De-esser is set, smoothly controlling those sounds, and you're free to tweak the parameters from here, of course.
You moved in other circles, rode with the cool kids, did what they did. You moved in other circles, rode with the cool kids, did what they did.
And a bonus tip. The mix parameter allows you to blend in the amount of processing to taste, giving you even more control over those pesky sibilants. It wasn't long ago that iZotope introduced the Unmask feature. This is a tool that automatically listens to the rest of your mix and gets a source out of the way of your vocal, using a static EQ. But what people might not realize is that we made some changes to Unmask, so now you have even more control over the unmasking with a dynamic mode. Let me show you what I mean. Just as a refresher, to use Unmask, make sure you've got an instance of Nectar Pro on your vocal track. Next, place an instance of Nectar Pro, Neutron Pro, or Relay on a track or group of tracks that you think might be interfering with the intelligibility of your all-important vocal. In the instance of Nectar Pro on the vocal track, click the Vocal Assistant button at the top of the plugin window and select Unmask. Now click Next. You'll see a drop-down menu containing all the compatible instances of iZotope plugins in your session. Select a compatible plugin on the mix element that's masking the vocal, and then press Next again. Now, Unmask will listen to the source of the masking and introduce an EQ that will suppress frequencies that are interfering with the vocal on the masking track. But here's the hidden feature that you might not know about. You can now use dynamic unmasking to cause the EQ curve to respond to the vocal track, performing even more transparent and reactive unmasking. This means that when the singer isn't performing, the EQ curve will settle back to default and only move out of the way when the singer starts up again.
Yeah, and I'll be damned if I let them take it from me. They only wanna impress, swear they all designer dummies. I put it on for my people, in the end they gotta love me. I ain't mad, I'm just flattered they copied the style from me. I remember back then when on my clothes they was bummy. Since then never look back, it's like I'm living in my Duffy. I don't never press shorties, you get a call if you lucky. Now he in the feds, heard they caught him crippin' like Kentucky.
One of the most important keys to a professional mix is getting a consistent vocal level throughout the entire performance. Now, some people will use pencil tool automation or gain riding or fader riding to achieve this, which is manual and very annoying. But did you know that Nectar Pro has a feature called Auto Level Mode, which does this job for you? Let me show you what I mean. Auto Level Mode eliminates the need for corrective dynamics or riding the fader by applying level correction to your vocal before any additional processing is applied. This ensures that your vocal performance stays on target and ensures your audience will hear everything loud and clear. To turn on Auto Level Mode, just head to the input meter and switch it on here. It can be easily activated and controlled directly from the input section of Nectar, so it's a snap to use no matter what your signal chain is. Some background here. Auto Level Mode is positioned at a default target RMS of -8 dB. This is a suitable level not only for providing sufficient headroom, but also for nonlinear processing like saturation. Of course, you can change the default target of the Auto Level Mode by moving its position if you want more fine-tuning. Compression, leveling, EQ, de-essing, all of these tools play a role in getting you a more professional vocal sound, but I would argue that time-based effects like reverb, delay, and even creative effects like saturation push a vocal over the finish line. But it's important to use those tools in a controlled, intentional, careful way. And what you might not realize is that there are understated, if not hidden EQs throughout Nectar to help you use time-based and creative effects in a much more controlled manner. Let me show you what I mean. Most people don't realize that there's EQs across the delay and reverb modules in Nectar, and by using them, you're essentially regulating what aspect of the vocal is getting treated with the effect. So why use EQs on time-based and creative effects like saturation? Well, you might not know it, but reverb or delay on the high-end part of the vocal could be creating a piercing high-frequency tone. So why not perform a low pass to make sure that high frequencies aren't affected by the reverb or the delay? Alternatively, if you're using delay and reverb on background vocals, you might want a high pass with an EQ to prevent low frequencies from getting added into the effects, which could add mud to the overall performance. In the setup, I also mentioned saturation, and you'll notice that we have a filter here too. This allows for the reduction of undesirable high frequency content in the processed signal. So you've got a lot of control with saturation as well.
The time flew by me and I cannot make it out. Things are clear, but the grass was greener, the grass was greener, the grass was greener. The time flew by me and I cannot make it out. Things are clearer, but the grass was greener, the grass was greener, the grass was greener.
Staying objective while you're mixing is one of the hardest things to do. And we've made loads of content about it at iZotope. In fact, there's a video called 10 Mixing Mistakes Beginners Always Make, which you should check out. But especially when you're mixing a vocal, you want to make sure that all of the moves that you're doing add up to something truly special on the vocal. And there's a hidden feature in the global controls which allows you to do just that. Let me show you. At the bottom right of the plugin, you'll see this match feature. When Nectar is bypassed and match is enabled, the bypass signal level will be adjusted to match the processed output level. This means you won't get fooled into thinking it's better because it's louder. With matched output levels, you can make more objective decisions about what's contributing to your great vocal sound.
The time flew by me and I cannot make it out. Things are clearer, but the grass was greener, the grass was greener.
Thank you so much for watching. What should the next plugin be that we feature in this series? Let us know in the comments, and as ever, head to iZotope.com for more free educational content and to download your free trial of Music Production Suite Pro. Take care.